Eden, the Garden of Eden, pure mythology or an actual place? There have been a number of claims as to the actual geographic location of the Garden of Eden, though many of these have little or no connection to the text of the book of Genesis. Most put the garden somewhere in the Middle East.
As known from ancient history, written in the old books, Dilmun is holy, the land of Dilmun is pure. In Dilmun no cry the raven utters, nor does the bird of ill omen foretell calamity. The lion kills not, nor does the ravening wolf snatch away the defenseless lamb. Unknown is the wild dog who tears the kid. The dove does not conceal its head. No one here says, my eyes are sick. No one here says, my head is sick. No one here says, I am an old woman. No one here says, I am an old man. The maiden walks here in innocence. No lustrations need to be poured. The somber death priest walks not here. By Dilmun's walls he has no cause for lamentations.
These words come from one of the world's oldest poems. It was first written down some 4,000 years ago in the ancient Sumerian city of Nippur, near the Euphrates, using cuneiform wedge script on a clay tablet. The poem tells about the doings of the gods at the dawn of time in a sacred island paradise called Dilmun, a place closely resembling the Garden of Eden, where death and sickness did not exist and sweet waters flowed. When you close your eyes and picture the Garden of Eden, maybe you imagine palm trees, a glimmering river, and an early morning breeze slipping across a Mesopotamian plain. But today we're heading somewhere very different. So grab your hiking boots, take a deep breath, and tighten the straps on that metaphorical archaeological backpack, because we're going north, way north. Welcome to the Armenian Highlands, where mountains punch straight through the sky, rivers roar out of volcanic rock, and the air tastes like it remembers secrets. This is where, according to some bold scholars, the world's most enduring origin story actually begins. The ground in this region is rough and ancient, older than even the oldest stories, and yet somehow every ravine, every ridge, every river whispers, "You've been here before." Imagine standing near the headwaters of the Tigris and Euphrates, those legendary rivers that later nourished empires. But up here, they're newborn, quiet, clear, and startlingly close to each other, as if offering a celestial handshake. And that's exactly why some come looking here. You see, the Bible says a single river flowed out of Eden, and then divided into 4 rivers.
A river issues from Eden to water the garden, and it then divides and becomes 4 branches. The name of the first is Pishon, the one that winds through the whole land of Havilah, where the gold is. The name of the second river is Gihon, the one that winds through the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Tigris, the one that flows east of Asher, and the 4th river is the Euphrates.
That has puzzled scholars for millennia. In southern Mesopotamia, the Tigris and Euphrates never meet. But here, they practically grow out of the same mountainside. If we want to be adventuresome, channeling a bit of Harrison Ford enthusiasm, we might point to the ridges east of Lake Van. Right here, we could argue, is where the world began. After all, we have a 4-fold river system branching into ancient lands rich in gold, onyx, and legends, matching the mysterious Pishon and Gihon rivers of Genesis. We might even reinterpret the biblical land of Cush. It was the ancient historian Josephus who declared,
"For of the 4 sons of Ham, time has not at all hurt the name of Cush. For the Ethiopians, over whom he reigned are even at this day, both by themselves and by all men in Asia, called Cushites.
But perhaps we should really think of Kush, not in Africa, but the Caucasus, a land of dark forests and old kingdoms. It's dramatic, sweeping, and undeniably fun. Now, if we look at things through a cooler lens, remaining scholarly, steady, and precise, we might simply say that the Hebrew text fits best up in the north. Hydrology matters. Geography matters. But we don't need to map every pebble to every verse. After all, Eden is a region, not a coordinate, a memory imprinted on the highlands. But how and where did the Eden story originate? Well, there are some, especially scholars, who suggest that the writer of Genesis, whoever he was, just borrowed old Mesopotamian tales and adapted them for an Israelite readership. But should we really be so quick to dismiss Mosaic authorship of the Torah? Is it so far-fetched to assume that there really was a Moses, that he was raised in the palace of Egypt's Pharaoh, that he was literate and had access to the library of tablets of the ancient Babylonian king Hammurabi, that he gave Egypt's Hebrew slaves a series of foundational stories, essentially giving them a past? Think about it. The story of Eden perfectly fits the topography of ancient Sumeria, where the first pottery was fashioned, where the first wine was made, where agriculture began, and animals were first domesticated. More than just folklore, the Eden story speaks of the rise of civilization from hunter-gatherer communities. The biblical story of Cain and Abel continues this narrative, telling of the conflict between shepherds and farmers, city dwellers and agriculturalists. Is all this the true genesis of the book of Genesis? But whatever the scholarly debate, here's the moment, right now, as the sun lights the snow-caps gold. When you feel something deeper, a sense that this landscape once held garden-like valleys, lush and sheltered, rivers wrapping around an ancient world, a place where early humanity could have imagined the dawn of everything. And maybe that's the real power of these northern Eden theories. They take us out of the flat plains and place us in a dramatic, almost mythic cradle, one that feels worthy of the story.
Imagine standing in what might have been Eden's threshold, staring into the distance as the river divides into 4 shining threads. It's the closest we can get to witnessing Genesis, not as an abstract tale, but as a memory rooted in real earth and stone.
So whether an adventuring spirit or more careful scholarship wins your heart, the journey north changes the way we read the story. Eden becomes discovering that humanity's oldest story still pulses through the hills, the rivers, and the restless imagination of anyone brave enough to go looking.